next year, I wanted to make this video log to give you my opinions and thoughts on what happened yesterday and the day before with a blacklisting of OpTic by some of the top 8 teams. And to give you a little bit of background in case you haven't really been keeping up with what happened or don't follow Twitter as much as you follow YouTube. So pretty much what happened is that yesterday or the day before, there was a Skype chat set up with a lot of players from the top 8 teams that decided to get in there and plan against or collude into not scrimming OpTic. It didn't surprise me, right? This has happened before. When we won the first Black Ops 2 championship here in Chicago at the UMG Chicago, I remember hearing the following day that there was people in the lobby talking about, you know, excluding OpTic from scrimming, and these talks have happened before, right? But they never really went through with it, right? So yesterday, you know, that, you know, and I want to clear up, right? It wasn't all of the top 8 teams, right? But there was names in there that surprised me a little bit, right? Because these are people that I shake hands with at events, right? And maybe it's because, again, I'm old school, right? I come from a different era that the majority of you guys are coming in, right? Decades after, sometimes in some cases. But if you don't like somebody, you don't shake their hands. Period. End of story, right? That's where I'm from, right? Unless, you know, maybe it's the internet age that gives people courage to be a little bit more two-faced when it comes to, you know, my face with you in public or in the internet is this, and then my reality is that I don't fucking like you, right? And I don't know if it's that or what, but anyway, people that I shook hands with, people that acted cool with me, and my friends and my teammates were in this chat. So the chat was pretty much, the main point of the chat was 2 things, if I'm clear. One of them was to grow the brand, or their individual brands, and helping each other out. And second was to collude and say, you know what, let's not scrim OpTic. Let's leave them out of the dark. Let's not play against them. No foresight, right? From these teams. And whether I doubt that management was involved in some of these cases. Obviously, all the managers that I personally know on a personal basis, you know, for the most part, get the bigger picture. But I wanted to touch base on a couple of those things. But before that, I wanted to give you a little bit of a history lesson. And this goes for all you pro players that were in that chat, all right? Because I read in the chat, the fall of OpTic, right? And I see this once a year. And I've seen this particular little thing that happens once a year since 2006, since OpTic started. Even before I joined OpTic, right? I read it in the forums. OpTic is dying, right? And then again in Call of Duty 4, when I took the team and said we're not gonna play game battles no more, we're gonna make videos, OpTic is dying. And then when OpTic started gaining track, right, as the #1 sniping team at the time, the first sniping team of its kind, and we lost our, like, after months and months of just, you know, killing it, and we lose our first sniper match, OpTic is dying, Call of Duty 4, right? And then World at War, we didn't really do anything, we were just sitting there making videos, and OpTic was dying. And then Modern Warfare 2, you know, when I dropped the montage and it got a whole bunch of views, we were one of the first to get a partnership with Machinima. You know, everything was going well, and then, you know, we saw FaZe, and then Vivo, myself, and somebody else started shouting them out, like, oh man, you know, they're bringing something to the table, they're cool, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, FaZe took off. Boom! Took off. Super, super good. They grew so fast, and they overtook OpTic on YouTube, and OpTic was dying, right? And then again, you know, Black Ops 1 comes around, we win a ton of championships, and then we lose, and then OpTic was dying, right? Modern Warfare 3 comes out, we win that. Again, we're going in the right direction. We've always had this very steady growth. It may not be quick, right? But it's always very steady and true. And then Modern Warfare 3 comes out, and then we have, you know, we win that, and then obviously the super team, you know, of JCap, Oh no, it wasn't Jacob. Was it Jacob? I don't even remember. But anyway, the Modern Warfare 3 team that won, you know, was considered the God Squad. They never lost. Blah 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 blah. And then they left. Right? You guys don't remember this, right? So you guys were you know, I like where we're at as Call of Duty because, and I'm digressing here, right? I know I like where Call of Duty is because it's so big. Because everybody, when Scumpy left, and all these team changes happened, it was such a big deal, right? It was the biggest deal ever to this date was a big deal. But you guys don't remember that at the beginning of Modern Warfare 3, Rambo, Merc, Big Timer, and Scumpy left me, right? They said, HECZ, it was on good terms, right? But the entire pro team of OpTic, right? They left OpTic to go play for Apex. You guys don't remember that, but imagine if that happened now, right? Imagine if my teammates, right, Nate Shot and Nate Shot, Clayster, Scumpy, and Bose left. Like the whole pro team just left. OpTic has no pro team, right? Imagine if that happened in this day and age. It would have been so much bigger. But I just wanted to give you guys that as a reference to where we were in Modern Warfare 3 to where we are now, right? Because one player left, right? One player literally left OpTic. It was Scumpy, and then he came back, and it was the biggest deal ever. And it was way bigger than when the entire team left in Modern Warfare 3, and as a scene, nobody made that big news about it. But I feel proud, right, that we've grown that much as a scene, not as OpTic, but as a whole, as OpTic Gaming as a whole. There's a lot more people reporting on the news. Keemstar, although sometimes he gets a little out there with his things, I think he's doing a very good job. Kingdom Soldier is doing a very good job. Some of the, you know, the rant is very good. I think it's a necessary thing to have an open a show where you can tune in weekly. And I know that I said I was going to do one, but you know, times get busy. I will bring it back, I promise. But it's going to be in the right time. I think I rushed it a little bit. Anyway, so I digress. Going back to this. The point of that was, right, obviously to blacklist OpTic, not play against them in hopes that they can bring, you know, they can grow their brand, right? And again, I'm no marketing expert, but that's not how you do things. And I wanted, the other thing was to help each other grow anytime somebody uploaded a video, and this is something that I am all about, right? I'm happy that they are doing that, right? Can we do that? Can we help them out? Yeah, absolutely. But do you want to help out somebody who hates you, right? Do you want to shout out their video? Because I do, right? I do say if somebody's when OpTic's not streaming and somebody else is streaming, I do, you know, retweet those tweets. I do, and you can ask anybody. I do. But how do you help somebody that you know hates you, right? It's such a funny thing. You know, we whether they like it or not, we're helping the scene grow. And we know full-heartedly that we are growing people that hate us, right? We are, and for no reason. And maybe not me personally necessarily, maybe not OpTic as a brand necessarily, maybe it's just jealousy towards my players. But it's a sad thing, and I want to end it. I want to end this big rant with this, right? And this goes to the pros. This goes for anybody, any aspiring YouTuber, anybody that wants to get into this, or anybody that wants to do anything in the world of anything, right? When OpTic first attended the first MLG event in 2010, and I walked in and saw for the first time walked into an MLG event, saw the big venue, saw StarCraft 2 with like all these chairs, bleachers, and then I saw, you know, Call of Duty with no spectating chairs and just maybe 25 to 30 people, maybe tops. Maybe I'm giving it too much credit. Maybe it was like 20 people gathered around, and most of them were players too. It wasn't even like crowd spectating. And we were there and we were watching, and I saw, and then I looked over at Halo, and I see Halo with 4 screens, like high production value, bleachers, lights, and a crowd that was loud, a crowd that was, and I didn't look at them and I said, I hate Halo. I hate Halo and its community because of how big they are. If Halo disappeared, OpTic would, you know, not OpTic, sorry, Call of Duty would grow, and I guess I shouldn't use that because obviously, you know, Halo is no longer here, and Call of Duty did grow, so the point still stands, right? When I first started my YouTube channel, I saw Grizz with 50,000 subscribers and OpTic, or myself and my brother with 2,000. I didn't say, man, I'm never ever gonna get there. I'm never gonna get there. Sixins and all those dudes didn't sit there and say, man, I'm never gonna be where Grizz is at. I'm never gonna be a known sniper. I'm never gonna be that, right? When FaZe started their own clan, when FaZe became a thing, they didn't look at OpTic and say, man, we're never gonna be that. We're never gonna be that. No, they didn't. They didn't. They saw they saw what everybody else saw. They saw like HECZ saw Grizz being so big, and HECZ is like, one day I'm gonna be that big, and sure enough, HECZ became that big. Who is he? Where is he now? Who cares? Who knows? You know, FaZe, they have 2 million subscribers, right? That's how big they got. They didn't see a person in a better place and think to themselves, I'm never gonna be there, right? Never, not once, right? I don't look at League of Legends and I don't look at StarCraft and I don't look at Dota and say, you know what, our audience will never be that big. I don't do that, right? I never do that. HECZ didn't. When HECZ started, and you guys always seem to want to forget this. I'm talking to you pros right now. The things that you're going through right now with only getting 5,000 to 6,000 views, or maybe lower, 3,000 to 6,000 views on every video that you upload, and maybe streaming to 300 or 400 people. HECZ did that for 2 years. For 2 years, he got nothing on YouTube. For 2 years, he got nothing on Twitch. All right, but he kept at it, right? He kept at it, and through hard work and continuing to be what he was, he got to a good place. He never saw T. Martin and said, you know what, I'm a pro player. I'm never gonna be able to be a YouTuber. He didn't say that. He didn't see me when we first brought him out topic. He didn't see me and say, man, HECZ gets all these views on top 5 kill cams and his commentaries are doing well. OpTic Nation is doing awesome. I'm never ever gonna be that. I'm never gonna be that. He never not once said that. The more negative you get about your situation, the more it's like quicksand. It's just gonna keep you there. It's gonna keep you there, and until you realize that what we have done, you can do, you're always gonna be in that same spot. You're always gonna be in the sand. Hate on success, and success is gonna hate on you. Plain and simple. If you hate on HECZ success as a whole is gonna be like, well, you hating on success, I'm gonna hate on you. Hate on success, and success will hate on you. Plain and simple. I'll end it there. I'm out.